Greetings, ghouls. Welcome to Daily Booze Live. I'm your host, Ronin James. Oh, I gotta shut you down here on the phone. What is going on here? There we go. Might have a little background music today, as in the studio we have some one of the bands in there jamming, so shouldn't be a problem. I got nice lav mics that pick me up. If you're having problems hearing me, let me know in the comments, please. Yeah, maybe just a little background bass you'll probably might pick up when I'm not speaking, but hopefully the lav mic cuts most of that out, and you just hear me yapping at you here on the Book of Face. What's good, ghouls? How was your weekend? Mine was pretty good. We had a great holiday party at Bar 13, Christmas in Deadsville. Caught up on sleep yesterday and today after that one. We had a blast though. Thanks to everybody that came out. Thanks to Bar 13 for hosting, Steph Infection for hosting, Dickie Devil and the Deviants for playing, Bad Men Doing Nothing for playing. Thanks to Justin Seelig for our gifts, and Alexa Ghoul also for our gifts from Underground. And I didn't bring any of that stuff here with me. Was trying to get in and get on quickly because I was already running behind. So yeah, but yeah, on today's show we're going to talk a little Godzilla, of course. Got to have a little bit of the big guy in there since he is once again dominating the box office. Another week of Godzilla kicking ass. Steph Infection checking in. Hear you great. Awesome. Cool. So these lav mics do a good job live of not picking up the band. Excellent. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little Godzilla box office. James Wan is in the news, wanting to come back and do some horror. So we have a poll up. If you want to check out the poll on Facebook, yeah, just grabbed like his most famous. They only let you do 4 options. So what's your favorite James Waniverse horror? Is it The Conjuring, Dead Silence, Saw, or Insidious? And I guess any sequels will be included in the those options as well. So if you liked Insidious 2, you can just vote for Insidious, and you can always comment that Insidious 2 was your favorite of the franchise, or Saw 2, or whatever your favorite is. But feel free to chime in and join the poll. Steph Infection says Friday was a blast. Yeah, we had an awesome time. There's videos and pictures all over. I didn't take many pictures at all. I was just kind of busy enjoying the party and keeping an eye on Dickie. So if you have some pictures, feel free to post them. And I know I've shared some people's pictures, thanks to Johnny Thunder and Sid Ewers and Steph Infection, of course. And I think there's a few other people that posted some pictures. Oh, Ellen Force as well posted some pictures. So thanks to everybody for coming out, and thanks to Tom Haas, the Peanut Monster High, for keeping it in his pants. I just got to throw that in there. I think is that a record? Whole show Tom didn't make it. Tom made it without the Peanut Monster High making an appearance. His new nickname. I don't know, the poll says it's published. It should be on there. Steph Infection is voting for Insidious, but says she loves The Conjuring also. I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to play it. Yeah, you got to go on your phone, and I guess it pops up. But says she loves The Conjuring also. Oh, I can't mute. There we go. Mute. There we go. Now I can watch it and mute. So, yeah, Steph Infection. The poll pops up if you hit play. Yeah. As soon as you hit play on the... So you might have to back out and then jump back in again to the live stream to get the poll to pop up. But it's there. So make sure you... Oh, man. Stupid. All right, closing that. Anyway. All right. Finish my coffee here. So yeah, real quick, make sure you like, subscribe, follow. If you're checking us out on YouTube or anything like that, you can hit the bell. We appreciate comments and loves and likes and stars now that we're star enabled. So yeah, feel free to do any of that stuff. Steph said that worked, that she was able to back out, jump back in, and the poll popped up for her on her phone. So that's how you jump into the poll. And if you want to choose your favorite James Waniverse film, do that and join us. Make your voice heard here on Daily Booze Live. All right, we got some headlines. Not the biggest horror news day, but let's jump on over here. And on Joe Blow, we're talking about House of a Thousand Corpses. House of a Thousand Corpses, and NECA is planning 20th anniversary Captain Spaulding and Otis figures. NECA is celebrating the 20th anniversary of House of a Thousand Corpses by releasing new Captain Spaulding and Otis action figures. 2023 marks the 20th anniversary of the release of writer-director Rob Zombie's feature debut, House of a Thousand Corpses. And to celebrate the occasion, the folks at NECA have announced they will be releasing new action figures based on the Captain Spaulding and Otis characters. These figures won't be shipping out until March of 2024, so actually in time for the film's 21st anniversary, but you can already check them out on the NECA website, Captain Spaulding here and here. Excuse me. And do they have pictures? Okay, there we go. There's our picture of our Captain Spaulding NECA action figure in all his glory. And there's Otis with his corpse paint in all his glory as well. And yes, now we can go back and read a little more. Here's the info on the news figures. Stop by Captain Spaulding's Museum of Monsters and Madmen. It's fun for the whole family, if you're the Manson family. Celebrate the 20th anniversary of Rob Zombie's movie House of a Thousand Corpses, which featured gas, food, murder, and the most shocking tale of carnage ever seen. This 7-inch scale Captain Spaulding action figure is dressed in red, white, and blue ringmaster attire and comes with hat, baton, and interchangeable hand. Commemorative 20th anniversary window box packaging. And the info on the Otis figure, stop by Captain Spaulding's Museum of Monsters and Batman. It's fun for the whole family if you're the Manson family. Celebrate the 20th anniversary of Rob Zombie's movie, House of a Thousand Corpses, blah, blah, blah. 7-inch scale action figure of legendary serial killer Otis wears a red robe and skull makeup and comes with book and lantern accessories. Commemorative 20th anniversary window box packaging. Image of each, blah, blah, blah. We all know the story. Captain Spaulding, played by Sid Haig, who passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace. That definitely makes this a must-have for me. Yeah, I'm gonna get this one. I need a Sid Haig figure, and having worked with Bill multiple times now, and also having him attached to Deadsville Rock and Roll Mysteries Episode 3, I will probably wind up getting that Otis figure as well. So, yeah. I would like a Sherry Moon zombie figure, I will say as well. Definitely interested in that. What do you guys think? Are you interested in the 20th anniversary House of a Thousand Corpses NECA action figures? It's been 20 years already. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Well, that's a thing. Action figures for Sid Haig and Bill Moseley. Very cool. I will be adding them to my collection. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't wish a happy birthday to Vampira, actress. Where is it? Let's bring it up and get all of her stats, because I got it here. Should have had this one up. Let's get an article. I guess we'll bring up her Wikipedia here, and 2022 was Mela Nurmi's 100th birthday, so today she would have been 101. Happy birthday, Mela Nurmi, Vampira. Let's check out our Wikipedia page here if you want to read along with me, and I'll try to. I'm not going to be able to get this pronunciation correct here. I don't know how it was pronounced, but Mela Elizabeth Sirianiemi. Okay, close enough. Known professionally as Mela Nurmi, was an American actress who created the campy 1950s character Vampira. She was raised in Astoria, Oregon, where she worked in tuna and salmon canneries. She relocated to Los Angeles in 1940 with hopes of becoming an actress. After several minor film roles, she found success with her Vampira character, television's first horror host. Nurmi hosted her own series, The Vampira Show, from 1954 to 1955 on KABC TV. After the show's cancellation, she appeared in the 1959 cult film Plan 9 from Outer Space, directed by Ed Wood. She is also billed as Vampira despite not playing the character in the 1959 films The Beat Generation, where she plays a beatnik poet, and crime film The Big Operator. She was portrayed by Lisa Marie in Tim Burton's 1994 biopic Ed Wood. And there's her picture, out of makeup, 1947. And yeah, we have the origin of Vampira we could talk about real quick. The idea for the Vampira character was born in 1953 when Nurmi attended choreographer Lester Horton's annual Bal Carib masquerade in a costume inspired by as yet unnamed Morticia Addams in the New Yorker cartoons of Charles Addams. Her appearance with pale white skin and tight black dress caught the attention of television producer Hunt Stromberg Jr., who wanted to hire her to host horror films on the Los Angeles television station KABC TV, but Stromberg had no idea how to contact her. He finally got her phone number from Rudy Gernreich, later the designer of the topless swimsuit. The name Vampira was the invention of Nurmi's husband, Dean Reisner. Nurmi's characterization was influenced by the Dragon Lady from the comic strip Terry and the Pirates, and the Evil Queen from Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And it goes on. There's plenty of her history here, but that's the origin. There's a picture of her in Plan 9 from Outer Space. Made television history as the first horror movie hostess in 1957. So, very cool. Happy birthday, Vampira, today. And all of us know Vampira from... If you're not old enough to know the horror host, then you know her from the Misfits songs, and you know her from Plan 9 from Outer Space if you're a horror and B-movie film buff. And yeah, you'd know her from Ed Wood after that if you didn't grow up in the 50s with her as a horror hostess. But she's a legend, and she was the one that started it all. So happy birthday, Mela Nurmi, Vampira. All right, checking back in. Oh yeah, Steph checking in on the NECA figures, says, yes, definitely need these. Maybe one for Christmas and one for your birthday. Well, don't rush. It's a pre-order right now, Steph Infection. They're not coming out till next year, and I'm sure they'll have plenty of them available. So feel free to wait till then. I'm going to jump in and read some comments because, yeah, we talked earlier. Where are you? Here we go. Let's talk James Wan, because I don't know if you guys are have seen the poll. As you jump in, make sure you vote on our poll for your favorite James Wan horror movie. I'm going to read some comments from Facebook earlier I posted, and yeah, always feel free to comment on one of my posts. I'll try and start doing this more often, break out the phone, read some of these. So I had posted, that was in the headlines, James Wan teases return to horror after Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And I'm going to jump to that story in a minute. We'll see what he wants to come back and do. But yeah, James Wan is a legend, and got a few comments. Mike McGuire commented that The Conjuring was his favorite. Logan Sear, Dead Silence is easily one of my favorites, and Saw 2. Reese Bowling, absolutely wicked, love James Wan's horror work. Thanks for the tag, brother. Thanks for checking in, Reese. And Logan and Mike, thank you guys for checking in. John Mahoning from across the pond in the UK says The Conjuring 2, just because I remember hearing about the real story growing up. Yeah, that's pretty cool as well. I mean, that's the Conjuring movies definitely kind of, and Annabelle and that whole that side of it being based in reality definitely holds a fun section, a fun back story, lore. You know, the lore is based in reality, so it definitely gives it a little extra zing, right? Steph Infection, Insidious, hands down my absolute favorite, which we know. Yes, Steph Infection, we know. Insidious. Dead Silence for me, easily, says Jesse Zito, and Frankie's Bride chiming in. Dead Silence and Conjuring 2 are my favorite. So, Frankie's Bride, Jesse Zito, Steph Infection, John Mahoney, Reese, Logan, Mike, thank you guys for chiming in. And that was on my post earlier today. Jumping back to live, feel free to comment your favorite. Let's go to our story, shall we? And see what James Wan is teasing. All right, this is on movieweb.com. James Wan teases a return to horror after Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It's been more than 2 years since James Wan directed a horror film, but that could all change following Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And this is written by James Melzer, published 5 hours ago on MovieWeb, and we got some pictures of the Waniverse of horror there. Here's our summary. We're just going to get right to it. Over the last 2 decades, director James Wan has become synonymous with the horror genre. Since the release of Saw in 2004 and his involvement in its subsequent sequels, his name has been attached to some of the biggest franchises in the industry, including the Conjuring universe and the Insidious series of films. Though it's been over 2 years since he directed a horror movie, that being 2021's *Malignant*, Wan recently teased a return to the genre that made him famous while doing press for the upcoming Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Speaking to Collider to promote the superhero film, Wan revealed that he enjoyed the chance to lean a little bit more into the darker part of storytelling and visual filmmaking when it came to directing the monsters in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. All right, that kind of gives me a little more interest in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, knowing that there's going to be some dark monsters. All right, because the rest of it looked like ass. No offense, James Wan, but it just looks like a mess, man. I watched that trailer, it looks like a mess. Anyway, when asked if that could signal a return to the horror genre, Wan mentioned that he is prone to following up big films with smaller ones, and that the itch to direct a horror movie is something that might need scratching. And here we have a quote from James Wan. You know, I have a tendency to want to go back and forth, so whenever I make a smaller film, I want to go and make a big film. Whenever I'm doing a big one, I'm like, oh, I want to go and do a smaller film. And when I do my smaller films, it tends to be a horror film. So, you know, I feel like the itch for horror is potentially calling, but we'll see. All right. The door is open. The red door is open. After directing such films as Insidious and The Conjuring, James Wan took on his biggest challenge up to that point with 2015's Furious 7. I didn't watch it. If you guys watched it... Oh, wait, did I watch it? I don't even remember. I might have. I haven't watched the latest one. A film that will go on to earn more than $1 billion. Oh, yeah. I did watch that one, yes. Dollars at the box office. Franchise star Paul Walker unexpectedly passed away during the film's production, yet Wan was able to handle the subject with grace, delivering an ending that proved he had the chops to not only pivot in terms of storytelling, but handle a big budget Hollywood release. I do remember that, and yeah, that one was very well done. And I think I bailed after that one. This would lead to Wan being brought on board to direct 2018's Aquaman, another $1 billion plus box office earner. Since then, he's served as executive producer on more Conjuring and Saw films, as well as on movies like Megan and Mortal Kombat. Megan was awesome. If you didn't see Megan, watch it. Awesome movie. Yeah, really good. All right, so we see Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, 2021. Though The Nun 2 was released earlier in 2023, there hasn't been a film in the main Conjuring series since 2021's The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, a movie that would go on to earn $206 million against a budget of $34 million. Whew, man, the studios love that shit. God damn, 34 million made 206. Good job. That's how you do it. And that shit was kind of boring, but it still was riding on the coattails of the Conjuring verse. So let's see. In October 2022, a sequel was announced, and in April 2023, it was given an official name, The Conjuring: Last Rites. The film will once again see James Wan serve as executive producer, but he's also hinted that this could be the movie that wraps up the story of Ed and Lorraine Warren, thus bringing a close to the main franchise. Speaking with Collider back in January 2023, Wan said in reference to the next Conjuring film, quote, "We kind of want to just take our time to make sure we get it right and to make sure the emotion of the Warren stories that we want to tell and moving into and potentially wrapping up, we just want to make sure that it's the right thing, the right story that we're telling." No director for The Conjuring: Last Rites has been officially announced as of right now, so there is a possibility that Wan could take on the job himself in order to bring closure to the franchise he started back in 2013. In the meantime, he'll also be serving as executive producer on the upcoming films Night Swim, Salem's Lot, and Mortal Kombat 2. For now, you can catch James Wan's directorial talents in the upcoming Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which hits theaters on December 22nd, 2023. And there's a trailer we're not going to watch with Jason Momoa all glowy and shiny. And yes. Bing! We'll pass on Aquaman 2, sorry, but yeah, I would love to see James Wan come back and do some horror. That would be awesome. Another, him directing that final Conjuring movie would be fitting. So, Steph Infection chimes in on James Wan. "It's always noticeable when he isn't the director. I enjoy them, but different feel. I hope he directs it." Yeah, I would definitely like to see him direct it. Well, obviously this one to wrap it up. If he's going to wrap up the story of the Warrens, then yeah, it should definitely be Wan directing it. Maybe co-write it. I don't know. Anyway, let's check down into our poll. Do we have any... let's see. Oh, there's our poll. Can I see it? No. Wait. Oh, we got one vote for The Conjuring, and my computer crashed. We had 2 votes. One for The Conjuring and one for... I didn't see it. It shut off before I got to it. Sorry, folks. I am on here though. Let's see if it pops up for me. I guess I haven't answered this one yet. If it pops up for me. So I guess I should. Oh my God. Turn it down. There we go. Yikes. This really, I promised, I know this is my fault. I apologize. I was supposed to get this shit fixed. God damn you. What's up, SP? Andrew? Thanks for checking in. I'm seeing a few more people here on the live feed. Steph Infections there. Firing this back up. I'm gonna hit my pen for a minute. All right. I know we're still good and live, so make sure you check in on the poll. If you don't see it, you can back out of the live stream and then jump back in on your phone, and it should pop up. Or just comment. I will jump into the comment section as I get everything back up and running here on my laptop as I restore the pages after our crash. This laptop kills me. Restore. And we're back. All right. All right, well, let's talk about Godzilla. Once again, he gets extended, and I saw 2,500 more theaters in US and Canada. The big guy is going to. If you haven't seen this one, definitely go see it in the theater. It's going to a bunch more theaters. It's going to be in more areas, so you should get an opportunity at some point during the next week or two. Take a break from the Christmas shopping and go see probably my #1 movie of the year, and a lot of people's #1 movie of the year, in the theaters while it's there. And that's something I'll probably do. Me and Steph Infection are talking about doing. We're going to do our top 5 or top 10 lists maybe, and compare and maybe tally them. We'll get some lists going for the end of the year as we wind down and Deadsville Horror Talk. We've seen most of the stuff that is in the theaters, and there's always something to watch on demand, but lists are always fun, and you guys always love arguing with us or agreeing with us or disagreeing with us or making your own lists at home, right? So feel free. And as we announce a couple that we're going to do, top slashers, top new slashers of 2023. So that one will include characters like John Carver from Thanksgiving, our 80s killer from Totally Killer, the Angel from It's a Wonderful Knife, and I know there's a bunch more. So that'll be something like we can do a poll, or I'll make a post on Facebook and you guys can chime in with some of your favorite slashers, new slashers for 2023, and we can compile the list and discuss on a episode of Deadsville Horror Talk to wind up the year, as well as doing our top 10 or top 5 movies each, me and Steph Infection. So how's that sound to y'all? You guys like that? Hey, Brent Agnew checking in. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I guess you're awake in that part of the world today. Oh, yes. Hello. And Steph Infection and our top slasher killers. Yes, that's what I was saying. Steph checks in too. I saw on IMDb that Megan 2.0 is in 2025. So, very cool. We're looking more James Wan in 2025. At least producing Megan 2.0. Megan was really good. If you liked it, if you saw it, you liked it, make sure you comment. Morning tea at work. Yes. Well, say hi to Slasher Duck for us and your lovely wife and the and all the four-legged and two-legged furry creatures down there on the farm. Kelly Weber checking in. Hey, Kelly. Hello, lovely. We missed you at the Christmas party, but I know this time of year it's tough, especially when you got little ones and kids in general. Shit, I got big ones, and it's still tough for me to get out and get stuff done besides Christmas stuff. That's why we're gonna go through this show and wrap up in like 15 minutes here, because I got to go do more Christmas shopping. It just never ends. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for checking in. Anthony Noble from the Great White North. Anth, I know we were talking about Godzilla with you before. You were saying like, or it wasn't in any of the theaters near you, so maybe now with this announcement of 2,500 more theaters bringing it in, you'll get a chance to check it out, because yeah, it said Canada and US, they will be filling the theater for 2,500 more theaters. Hopefully you get one near you. Kelly, yes, we miss you. Come out soon. Steph Infection saying hi to Anthony and missing Kelly. So, yes. Brent Morning Tea, huh? Our friend from New Zealand, Brent Agnew. We miss you, brother. Hopefully we see you up here again at some point. We're going to have another big slasher fest. Anthony says, I'm going to bring my woman's son to it. Hi, Steph. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Teach him right. That's what I did when my son was really young. Everybody else's kids were being introduced to Barney, and we're watching that. I love you, oh God. And I was teaching my son about Godzilla. So, and he got plenty of plush Godzillas. I showed one on the episode. It was like the 50th anniversary. It's worth like $1,500 now in mint condition, but you squeeze it and the eyes light up and rah, rah, he fucking growls and everything. And my son used to beat up Barney all the time, where they'd be like, yeah, take that, Barney. And I was like, yeah, I taught you right. So, yeah. That's great, Anth. Take your girl's kid to see it. They will definitely appreciate it. Yeah, man, I think kids will make it through. Because, while there's like a lot of like emotional content, human elements to it, there's plenty of Godzilla stuff, and the Godzilla stuff is so big and looks so awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. Definitely a good time. Kelly checking in says, Kai already knows all his classic killers, calls Freddy Uncle Freddy, and high fives him on the way out. That's great. Teaching these kids right. All right. Brent definitely coming back. Yes, sir. Please. What else is going to come? Steph Infection. I love our crew raising our kids right. We know mine is obsessed with horror. Can't wait to meet the fam. Yes, Steph's kid loves the Chucky. She's got Elf on the Shelf and Chucky on the shelf now, apparently, right? Isn't that what's happening in the Infection household? Anthony checks in. I don't have a Godzilla in my collection yet, but I have a huge, expensive Kong. Nice. Yeah, I got so many Godzillas. I'm gonna do a whole fucking special on a tub of Godzillas. And that I had from when my son was little. I guess we're buying them. I think they're from 2004. They're Japanese, Toho official, made in Japan. Boom. I'm going to open the tub out, I'm going to pull them out, and we'll take a look at them, and maybe we'll check values and all that stuff. I don't know, because I know some of them are worth some decent money. But yeah, we'll have to do a show, especially now that Godzilla's the big thing in the headlines. Hashtag Godzilla. I guess we should put, comment some hashtags and all that shit. I get all these now that I'm like stars eligible and monetizing content eligible and all that kind of stuff, I get all kinds of tips from Facebook. So I try and follow what they tell me, and hopefully this gets to more of you instead of them hiding my stuff from your feed. Maybe playing their silly game will get me spread out a little more, and yes, then I can infiltrate and convert more people to our horrific subculture. All right, that's enough of that rant. Yes, other kids don't enjoy her murdered dolls that we read at night as much as staff. Yes, we heard the sleepover story. All right, what was it? Where is Brent saying? Back to it now. Be safe, everyone. You too, Brent. Have a good day in New Zealand. That's what they want. Commies don't listen. Yep. All right, let's jump back to our news stories. I know we had some more streaming movies. Some more streaming movie talk. We've covered Vampira's Birthday. We've covered Godzilla's theatrical run. We covered James Wan's return to horror. We covered A House of a Thousand Corpses, NECA figures. So, yeah, here we go. Let's get all these ads off here before I bring you guys into the... Oh, come on. What'd you do to me here? No. Nope. Scroll down. There we go. Okay. How am I sound still? You guys can hear the jamming and going on behind me, right? They're registering on my scales here. But I'm supposing when I'm talking, you guys are still hearing me just fine. So, Bloody Disgusting, 6 hours ago, published, written by Megan Navarro, 5 under-the-radar 2023 horror movies to stream this week. And away we go! Look at this thing. I'm intrigued. We got some creatures popping up over a girl's shoulder here. Yeah. All right. Well, for many, it's that time of year where you're playing catch up on all the year's releases before the clock strikes midnight on the 31st. Horror continues to thrive, and that's never more apparent than when looking beyond the theatrical slate. Between VOD and streaming, it's been tough to keep up with the sheer volume of new releases this year. So this week's streaming picks are dedicated to a handful of under-the-radar genre titles for all tastes, from gateway horror to mind-bending folk horror. Here's where you can stream them this week. All right, here we go. Ennie's Men on Hulu. In the spring of 1973, the volunteer spends each day on an uninhabited island off the British coast, adhering to a specific routine. However, as the April days approach May, the volunteer's monotony gets upended by strange visions that increase with haunting regularity. The old familiar adage defining insanity as doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result feels at home in writer-director Mark Jenkins' abstract folk horror feature. Pass. I'm a pass. Sorry, pass. I will pass on the folk horror. We've talked about this. You know, I'm not a folk horror person. Cool. Steph says you're good. Can barely hear it. Cool. On the audio. Yeah, I'm not doing the folk horror thing. Sorry. Ennie's Men on Hulu. I'm not doing it. God damn it, though. I've got to get Screambox. This is another one. This looks Ghastly Brothers on Screambox. Now that's what the picture was earlier. So we got like a 70s theme, it looks like, with like some creatures. Glowy, spooky, ghost puppets. It's Ghostbusters meets Beetlejuice in this gateway horror comedy. it follows young Lilith as she's sent to boarding school while mom's away on a work assignment. It's there that she meets the Ghastly Brothers, a pair of strange ghost hunters, after she notices strange supernatural occurrences on campus. Together, they need to rid the school of the demons who have made it their home. The ghost designs, Ghastly Brothers shenanigans, and underlying sweet messaging of acceptance and family make it an easy gateway horror winner. Come for the charming gateway horror fun, but stay for the horror references and nods, including a cameo from Cub director Jonas Govertz. I don't know if I said that correctly. I hope so. All right. Well, yes. Ghostbusters, you had me at Ghostbusters meets Beetlejuice. And that picture. That looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? You guys in? Kelly says, nah, no, I'm thinking that is on the faux car one there. Or maybe it's also speaking about if they can hear me. I know there's a little lag between when when I get to read, when you hear me and I'm actually speaking. So as I jump back, you probably haven't even heard the question I asked yet. That's what I'm getting to. I got to get used to that. But yeah, Ghostbusters meets Beetlejuice for Ghastly Brothers. I'm in for Ghastly Brothers. Is that horror or more family spooky? It says gateway horror, which usually means family friendly, Kelly, that this Ghastly Brothers. And looking at the, you know, it's like a, what is it, tween? Is that what we call them? She's like, probably like 14. Yeah, I mean, it's like a gateway horror fun. So, yeah, that one looks like it could be fun. We'll have to look for a trailer, maybe. We'll see. All right, we're going to move on. The Passenger on MGM Plus. The latest by Carter Smith begins with a harrowing inciting event that results in the mild-mannered Randy Bradley getting trapped in a car with volatile coworker Benson. While much of the horror drama plays out within the confines of a small vehicle, Smith finds engaging ways to keep the emotionally intense thriller moving along at a compelling pace. It certainly helps that Berchtold and Gallner deliver gripping performances that lay the pain of their characters bare, exposing raw nerves at shocking turns in the emotionally charged chamber piece. It's a doozy and worth seeking out. I was just waiting for them to tell me like it's life-changing or something. I don't know. That sounds a little too cerebral for me. I'm a dummy, so I like to keep it stupid and yeah, I don't know. I like big dumb horror. Screambox and Hiya have Project Wolf Hunting. And look at that shit. Some nice practical effects makeup. Blood and gore. Don't miss the splatterfest that plays like Con Air meets Jason Takes Manhattan and Predator. Yeah, it sounds like fun. All hell breaks out on an ocean transport from the Philippines to South Korea when a group of dangerous criminals unites to stage a coordinated escape attempt. As the jailbreak escalates into an ultra-violent riot, the fugitives and their allies from the outside exact a brutal siege against the special ops team on board. Truly, it's one of the year's goriest films. Go into this one with a vow not to get attached to any character. They're all fodder for excruciatingly bloody deaths. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sounds good. All right, is this the last one? Yep. Okay, so here's our final under the radar 2023 horror movies to stream this week. If you haven't seen them and you're looking to watch a little something you may have missed And this one is Sick on Peacock, and I enjoyed this one. This one came out at the beginning of the year, and it was like a pandemic central story, so it was masks and people being all weird with each other, and I dug it. I thought it was really good. Kevin Bacon was in it, right? And it was oh no, Kevin Bacon was the other one that I enjoyed. Oh man, was the one about the LGBT slasher camp one. It was the Kevin Bacon one. This was the other. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is the quarantine one, Sick on Peacock. The Kevin Bacon one, I forget the name of. If somebody remembers it, it was also on Peacock. Les Price chimes in. Project Wolf was dope. What's up, Les? Thanks for checking in, dude. Yeah, it sounds awesome, the fucking goreness. The Ruins was great. I'd try another one of him. We need Screambox. Yeah, Steph. Kelly says The Ruins was great. Those comparisons won me over. Yeah, we definitely need Screambox because they seem to have some really good movies. Some fun stuff that we might be missing. I definitely have a FOMO effect with Screambox, a FOMO affair, right? All right, Peacock, Sick. It's hard to believe that 2023 began with a Friday the 13th debut for this timely slasher, written by Kevin Williamson and Caitlin Crabb. John Hyams, Universal Soldier Day Reckoning, Black Summer, directed this pandemic-set story that sees two best friends fight for their lives when masked invaders crash their quarantine home. Look for callbacks to Williamson's previous works and a breathless commitment to suspenseful chase sequences. It's those slasher thrills that keep Sick engaging, even when late motive reveals threaten to undermine the slasher's goodwill. And yeah, I mean, I kind of liked the ending. It was okay. I mean, kind of, yeah. It's tough to tie everything in because you kind of have a whodunit and your why, and you got to explain everything at the end. But I enjoyed Sick. There was some dark humor in there, a little tongue-in-cheek satire having to do with the pandemic, and yeah, that was a fun one. If you guys watched it, feel free to chime in. And yeah, there's your under the radar movies to watch. Which ones will you be checking out? I really want to watch the Ghastly Brothers. Like that one, just that picture alone with these creatures over the shoulder here. That piques my interest. I love it. I think that's fucking awesome. They look like dark crystal Skeksis heads on, like, you know, that are popping, like old school fucking puppets that they, you know, filmed and laid in there with green screen and compositing. That looks like a ton of fun. I want to see it. Which ones were you looking at? I'm definitely passing on Eney's Men, and I'm going to pass on The Passenger, probably. Project Wolf Hunting, though, yeah, Les recommends that one, and I'm always down for a splatter fest. And Sick on Peacock I've already seen, so yeah, 3 out of 5 I agree. I would recommend Sick as well on Peacock. Steph checks in and says, yeah, Sick was good. Yeah, fun time. All right. Well, there you have it. The Day in Horror. Welcome back for the Daily Booze. And yeah, we'll be here every day. It just seems like a good time, 3 o'clock-ish, especially if you can't hear the bands. I was a little worried that doing this later would have the bands. Oh shit. Sorry. I gotta remember to switch back. But I was worried that doing this later would have more bands in here later and you would have trouble hearing me, but sounds like you guys didn't have any problem and they've been jamming for a good hour. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it, I guess, for us today at Daily Booze. Deadsville Horror Talk podcast will be a little late this week. Steph and I will have to record our Godzilla review tomorrow. We didn't get to it last week. a lot going on, and yes, we will do it this week, though. We will do a full spoilery review, so make sure you tune into Deadsville Horror Talk. I'll get it up by the end of the week. Ooh, that sounded dirty and problematic, both at the same time. I definitely don't have that problem. Anyway, Kelly checks in. I can't hear anything. Awesome. Thanks, Kel. All right. Yeah. Once again, happy birthday to the great Vampira. Would be 101 today. And shout out to James Wan. Come back to horror. Godzilla, the big guy, once again. 2,500 more theaters and in more of an extended run. Keep raking in that movie. Keep showing Hollywood that we want good stories, not just cookie cutter pandering bullshit. All right. All right, that's going to do it for me today, Boo Believers. Thanks again, everybody checking in. Kelly, Steph, Les. Who else we have? I got to scroll up. Everybody is in the chat here. Brent from New Zealand. Anthony Noble from Canada. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, stay spooky and see you tomorrow, Boo Believers. Mwah!